Now with reaction, Congressman Peter King is chairman of the House Subcommittee on Counterterrorism and Intel. Congressman, good to see you tonight.
Thank you, Shannon.
All right, what do you make of what we're seeing play out in Belgium today? We're hearing that with some of the suspects, they apparently had been just traveling in and out of Syria. It seems to be a common thread we're hearing in a number of these alleged cases of terrorism. There's a mess in Syria. We haven't helped clean it up, despite some pledges from the White House. So how critical is Syria to what we're seeing?
Syria is really, the key point of all this. ISIS is operating out of Syria and Iraq, and I agree with you completely. Despite what the president said, we've had very little real impact on ISIS, with maybe there's 5 to 15 plane strikes every day. There's no use of ground troops. And so, yes, we're damaging ISIS, but no significant damage. And they're still recruiting many people from here, hundreds still coming in from Europe. We still have people come from the United States to fight, and they are then trained and skilled. And what we're seeing now in Europe is what we've really dreaded for the last year or so. And that was these foreign fighters trained in Syria by ISIS going back to Europe to carry out attacks.
All right. The Pentagon says that we have slowed the momentum of ISIS in Syria and Iraq, but a lot of people are asking questions about whether there's been too much focus by these coalition airstrikes in Iraq, because if you look at how much territory that is now influenced or held by ISIS when we're talking about Syria, it is amazing to see the progression just over the last few months. Even since we started the airstrikes, it's startling.
Shannon, you're entirely correct. I mean, certainly American airstrikes are going to have some impact, but nowhere near the impact that's necessary to stop this movement by ISIS. And again, the allies are focused in Iraq. The U.S. is also focusing on Syria, but not enough. And once we ruled out the use of ground troops, that made it much easier for ISIS to plan and to maneuver. And those fighters being trained in Syria, we're seeing them now back in Belgium. And also, it's not just ISIS. You still have AQAP, you have Core Al-Qaeda, and you have these other groups. So Europe right now is really the hotbed that could easily come to the United States. And I think this is, if today's attack on this cell, and if that cell was actually controlled by ISIS, this is really the first time we've seen a fully coordinated plan coming from ISIS, and that's a dramatic turning point.
Congressman Peter King, thank you for your time, sir.
Shannon, thank you.